Akabo or Akatu. This is Daku, and this evening I'm going to do this video. I wasn't going to do it at first, but I keep hearing the same thing from Negroes across the United States of America, and that is that we should become more educated. We need to learn the law, we need to study the law, we need to practice the law, we need to fight within the confines of the system of racism, white supremacy. Now, I don't deny that we need to become more educated, but that is mentally dead Negroes that have invested and believe in the system of racism, white supremacy, their belief in what we should learn and study is all European perspective, all white man perspective. What we need to study instead is nature. In nature, that which adapts survives. Now, racism, white supremacy continues to adapt and change. So every time you learn the rules, which is all laws are just rules. Every time you learn the rules, they change the rules so that they can maintain their power. The law, again, as we said the other day, the law is designed to protect the interests of the ruling class, to protect the interests of the white man. So, whenever you begin to learn and educate yourself in the white man's ways, in the white man's law, then the law simply changes and adapts so that racism, white supremacy can survive. It's common sense. You need to study something outside of racism, white supremacy. You need to study something outside of European ideology. Okay? Study the Tao. And in the Tao, Lao Tzu tells us that the more laws there are, the more sophisticated the people. In other words, for those of you out there in the street, especially here in DC, the more laws we come up with, the more ways we find to get around the law. The slicker we become, to use a street term. So you become slick with it. Okay, so they made this law to prevent me from robbing people. So I'm going to find a way to get around robbing people so that I don't get caught. But I'm still going to rob people. It's not going to stop my behavior. Now, I used to be a behavior management specialist and instructor. And in behavior management, you have what they call the ABCs of behavior management. The ABCs are as follows: antecedent, which is that which leads up to the behavior or the action itself, and the consequences of the behavior. This is how they control your behavior. But again, if you look at the Tao tells us, Lao Tzu tells us in the Tao, that the more laws, the more slick, if you will, the more sophisticated the people. Alright? The people are going to find ways to get around the law. So yeah, study the law. The law is here to benefit us. No, it's not here to benefit you. It's here to benefit most greatly the ruling class. The Akawu tells us that, which stands for black wisdom, for those of you that don't know, the Akawu tells us that not to be fooled when the devil changes, for he may have only found a better way to stay the same. So, and when we say devil, I don't want you to get caught up on that. We're just using the term devil because that's the term you like to use. But in the language of the Akawu, we call it Intuaku, the supreme evil. That's all. It ain't nothing supernatural. It's just you look around, you study history, and you say, who has manifested evil the most? And that person has earned the title Tuaku. So we just wanted to speak to you very briefly in response to all these Negroes talking about you need to become more educated. You need to learn the law. You need to fight using the white man's tools against him. Well, like I said, racism, white supremacy constantly evolves and adapts. That which adapts survives. So we need to adapt to the situation. Yes, learn the law, but don't become dependent on the law. The law is not designed for you. This has been Daku Akabo wa Akatu.